he has a flat brain.
I like this track. This is a good track. Okay, well, it was better before that started. It's still pretty good. Zenosis, thank you for 80 months. How are y'all? Meh. I saw that you finally got a migraine again. I'm sorry, Emerald. That shit sucks. One moment. Oh. Sorry, sorry I'm late. And probably not gonna be doing a ton of stuff here. But it's one of those work days. That sucks, beer. Fuck. I feel like I might be facing the same, except for I worked hard enough. Unless you were being sarcastic. Yeah. Yeah, it's a remix. Did anybody... There you go. Like, I don't like some of the foreground elements, but that... Right here. No, it's not doing it. I don't like... Oh, it just did it. It just did the slide sound. That foreground thing is like too much for me. It doesn't blend. F0. Yeah, so just a rough work day. We've been working on a project for the past 2 months that's approaching its end, and unfortunately it's not the only thing that's been going on, so it's a really tight timeline, and I mean, this is like a normal story for anybody who does this kind of work, or any work where you have a long-term build. You've got a dark day in your future, probably. Technically, I'm still sort of on watch here for certain things getting done, but yeah. I wanted to check in before it was too late. Just shoot the shit with you guys for a little. I might have to abruptly get up and go, depending, but we'll see. I do have something to share with you guys. As most of you may know by now, I got Nakomi a 3D printer for her birthday. I gave it to her early. Because she was asking for it like every hour on the hour. Which is understandable. This is a good remix too, I like this one. But yeah, so I gave it to her early. She's been learning, you know, baby steps. A lot of failed builds. Which is, you know, that's pretty normal, I'd say. A couple builds that seemed like they were going great, and then she would return to the printer to discover that they're gone, and she doesn't know where they went. So there's that. No, she didn't print a test boat. I didn't know about a test boat. Nah, the retro's technically down at the moment or not connected to the stream PC. I honestly am pretty fucking wiped, so I don't know how much energy I have to do much of anything, really. But if I'm gonna do nothing, might as well do it with y'all. Oh, I'll have to tell Nakomi about the test boat. But I have here her first usable build, her first usable item that actually survived the process. I'm very interested in Elden Ring. I don't have it yet, but I do want to play it, yeah. But I want to finish Echoes of the Eye before I do anything else. And since I started so late tonight, I didn't want to do Echoes of the Eye tonight. So, it's not 100% successful, but here it is. Can you guess what it's for? And I'll show you why it's not 100% successful. It is a storage item. Hellcat got it. N64. And so apparently, towards the beginning of the build, it lifted off in this corner, so there's a little... So that corner is a little funky, as you can see there. But overall, like, this is really amazing. And isn't that sick? It's really amazing, and I can't believe that we haven't messed with 3D printing up to now. Slotting N64 cartridges into 3D printed N64 cartridge holder. 10 hours. 10 hours loop. Yeah, that part's not ideal, but that's kind of an N64 cartridge problem. I suppose as an alternative you could do like maybe a staircase, but then like you're talking about wasting more space and wasting more PLA. You could also do like some of these that I got had labels on them that somebody made. I'm on the fence about whether I like that or not. I think it looks pretty tacky. Even the ones that they do like a fancy label with like game graphics and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It looks like some work is landing on my doorstep. But I don't think I have to go anywhere yet. Also, I want to warn you guys that I will be checking out the new ad system, just so you know. And I'm completely open to feedback on all that. But I'm going to give it a try. I don't know if you know about this, but Twitch unveiled a thing today. Their ad system is actually cooler than I remember. I don't know if that just all of it rolled out today or just the new program. But they have this like scheduler and thing. Like it's really automated now. It shows you like we'll run ads every blah blah blah. You can set the interval and you don't have to like manually do it anymore. It may have run ads tonight during the countdown. I don't know if anybody was here for the full countdown, but there should have been ads. But yeah, so on top of that, they have this thing where you, I don't know, maybe subs don't get ads, I'm not sure. But they're like ad incentive programs. And I don't think it's available to everybody yet. But what they'll do is you agree. Hold on a second. You agree to this program. They give you like 3 options. You have to run so many hours of ads per hour for a total of hours in a month, and then you'll get a payout. They're incentivizing you to run ads. So they are trying to address the fact that nobody wants to fucking run ads on Twitch. So I thought I'd give it a go because it did seem like it was a good system. So yeah, if you feel like, if any of you even get any ads, if you have thoughts about it, let me know. Any feedback, I'm open to it. I'm just trying it out to see how it goes. The yeah, they pay you just for running the ads, and you still get your ad payment. That doesn't get changed. And even if you don't meet the agreement, it will fall back to like I forget what it's called, like pro rata or something like that. It's like a percentage based, like how much did you achieve here. And they'll pay you for that. So well, yeah, but they put like rata. I don't know why. Maybe it was a typo and it meant to say prorated. I thought it was like fancy legal speak. Who knows? One moment, please. I have some stuff coming back to me. It's basically the whole thing that's going on is we're in QA. We're in a, I don't want to say desperate, but like we're in a time crunched QA situation. Oh God, I just Macintosh keyboarded on my Windows keyboard. I'm pretty good at switching between environments, but my pinky finger on my left hand doesn't like having to switch muscle memory very much. Yeah, incentives were not given to everybody. They're doing like a random set of people to start with. And I imagine that that'll like expand every month or something. One thing that's nice is these obviously count towards, you won't have pre-rolls, which is good because pre-rolls are, I think, bad for streams. It sucks when you go to check out a stream and you have to sit there for anywhere from like 3 to 10 ads or whatever it is. You're just like, you know what? Maybe I have better things to do and I'll go do those other things. What I liked is that I could set the schedule, and you can set the schedule for your agreement ahead of time. So depending on what agreement you pick, it will set the settings for your schedule automatically such that they're designed to meet the amount of ads they want you to do to meet the agreement. So they just set that for you, but you can still tweak it. So one thing that's nice for me is they have, one is you can move the whole interval. So I can stack the interval towards the front of the stream since I do a 10-minute countdown. So I can just have a bunch of ads run during the countdown, because who cares? And then they won't run again until the interval comes around like an hour later. But I also can have it delay as well. So for me, I set the delay down to nothing so that it'll just play right at the beginning, like right when I go live. Like 1 minute after I go live, here's some ads when nobody cares. So that's good, and it won't interrupt me during, you know, my talky bit right after the countdown, that sort of thing. Well, yeah, but that doesn't matter for the incentives. It does matter for the CPM or whatever. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're paying for both, Nee. Because like I said, you get the incentive, but you also still get your ad rate, which is great. That ad rate is great. Yo, these things got fixed. Hell yeah, dude. Excelente. Not everything, though. Some things are still in progress. That's okay. Okay. Confirmed. Fixed. This is me working. This is my work face. Hey, Cone, what's up? Yeah, I mean, I think Twitch has really struggled a lot to have good ideas, which has been frustrating because it feels like people have really thought a lot of this stuff through and had good ideas about what Twitch could possibly do, and it just hasn't. It's been a long time coming, basically. Yeah, and follow through. Yeah, this to me on the surface seems like a good idea. It seems like it's good for streamers, or well, at least affiliates and partners, and it is for affiliates and partners, not just partners. And so I'm trying it out. Yeah, they do need to pay attention to feedback and stuff. That is an ongoing issue, unfortunately. All right. Well, a couple of the things got fixed, and that's good. But yeah, the 3D printing shit is fucking cool, man. I'm so hyped about this. I'm really hoping that we can make good use out of all this. There were other things that she tried to do, but they ended up being failed builds. Like there was a Super Nintendo cartridge holder design that was like a expandable interlocking, like you plug them together and it builds and builds and builds. So it's sort of an open-ended storage system for Super Nintendo cartridges. I mean, we've only had this little printer that she's been playing with for a little while. It's like baby's first 3D printer. And I already want like a crazy Super Duty 3D printer. I can't believe the quality of these. I don't know why, but I kind of had like I don't want to say negative, that's too harsh. But I had a suboptimal impression of the output of 3D printers. I didn't expect this to be like so fine looking, because I'm kind of used to them looking more 3D printed. And this does. I mean, don't get me wrong. but you kind of have to bring it up to your face and really examine it. But like from a distance, it doesn't really look 3D printed that much. But it's so cool, Cone. Cone, I miss driving, and I wish Forza Horizon wasn't a big pile of shit. I feel like after that last time, we were just like, nah. Unfortunately. Maybe she has it set to super fine levels or something, because it's pretty smooth. Like, this, to me, it doesn't seem like it would really need sanding. There's some uneven spots, and obviously there was a bit of an oof at the beginning of the build. So it's actually surprising and lucky that this came out okay, but... altogether, I mean, it looks smooth, it feels smooth. If you go against the grain, you can feel a little bit of a roughness, but I don't know. I was blown away by this thing. And I think it's just because it's the first thing that she made that was like complete and usable. Apart from, there is actually one other thing. There was an included model on the 3D printer itself that was like a test model, and it made like a little twisted cube and a pyramid and a cylinder, a hollow cylinder. And that thing looked wild. Like, that looked so smooth and perfect. It was weird. And then after she did this, a third thing she made for a friend was like a little Cyberpunk 2020 logo. It does not have the Nintendo logo on it. Yeah. She hasn't designed anything herself yet. But she's going to get to that. She has PLA. She has calipers. She's learning the softwares. And she has time, so... A little more N64 case ASMR for you. It's... yeah. It really has woken me up to it so much. It's so cool to watch it go. It seems unbelievable to look at it, honestly. It doesn't seem real. I kicked that fucker off of my suggestions with prejudice. One thing I was thinking could be fun, possibly, would be to have a dedicated 3D printer station with a camera, and that you guys could send me things that you designed, and then we could print them here, which is crazy. Just the idea that you could design a physical object, send it to somebody else, and then they could print it out at home is... I mean, I understand that that's the whole concept, but it's just so... it's weird to wrap your head around. I thought about making it like, what if we did a system where you could just submit things and they would just go, but number one, fucking material. Number 2, dicks. Dicks. So yeah, it would have to be like a manual review process. Yeah. Mainly, Nakomi's been messing with G-code lately. Or to start with, I mean to say. We got the Voxelab Aquila. Hold on. It is... I think it's just the base model. No, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Voxelab Aquila 3D printer with full alloy frame. So it's the base one. Yeah, I had directed Nakomi to ask you guys questions, and then I read through, and it seemed like she had her heart set on this one, and everyone was like, it's basically an Ender. So I was like, all right, let's do it. I thought about jumping up to like the C2, but that didn't seem like a jump up, even though it's more expensive. And then the other ones, the S2 and the X2, I thought, let's wait and see. I was just thinking, we're spending a lot of money, maybe we could go further, but the one that we got is good, I think. And she's enjoying it. Yeah. Thank you. I'll tell her. This seems like the toughest part was the leveling process. Initially, there was a little bit of dragging the nozzle on the back. To be honest, she's got it on a desk, and there's really no shake. As far as having the spool on the top, she said that she saw other people had said that too, but it hasn't been causing an issue, so. But yeah, there doesn't really seem to be a shake problem. On the other hand, she has had builds that went awry, and we don't know why. So maybe it has to do with that. Don't know. Don't know yet. Right now, she's printing a planter, which is a new shape that she hasn't done before, and it looks really so cool. It's what I looked at it. It's like a little dish with 4 holes in the bottom, about like that big at that time. It's perfectly round. It's like a perfect little dish. I am so tired, y'all. I'm so sorry. Have I mentioned that it's been a fucking day? It's been a day. I'm so ready to crash out. But I can't go until this is done, so... Looks like it's getting there, though. It does look like it's getting there. I have to say, I've been feeling like so super good about my work lately. Like, you might recall back when I had first started, I didn't really have a good work-life balance because I was just like, I just didn't have shit figured out. But I've settled it down, and I'm doing like basically regular 8-hour days without burning myself out like I was before. And well, I wasn't getting burned out exactly, but I was definitely like, I was going off the deep end with things and didn't need to be doing so. Bud, that hurts, bud. I've been better. I don't mean that. I don't mean like I've been better in the present tense, but I am better now than I was. I'm like too tired to answer questions now. Simple questions. Yeah, I think that there's a good possibility that I was so like I don't know. I was so stressed out. I think it was fucking with my stomach. I think it was leading to stomach issues. So, yeah. But I've been much better lately. And this project, I feel like I've advanced so much in such a short time on my abilities. I feel super good about it. Oh yeah, no. The goal should always be to get like, if you have a job, you got to get to a good work-life balance. Otherwise, everything goes to hell. Damn. I'm sorry, beer. Yeah, fuck. I don't even want to talk about the news. What a nightmare. That shit, well, it obviously fucking sucks. I just keep thinking about how, like, one fucking person that's... You're totally disconnected from, you have your life, everything's just, like, you're just dealing with life, struggling to get by or whatever. And some asshole somewhere can... just destroy all that. For no real purpose. On the positive side, though, it does seem like there's a lot of pushback and that it might actually go differently than it looked like it was gonna go. And I fucking hope so. I really fucking hope so. I find it very hard to... how do I explain it? I'm pretty inherently pacifist, I guess. I'm extremely anti-war. And this is one of those situations where there's an obvious wrong side. So it's sort of like, I don't want to cheer on anybody killing anybody, but this is one of those situations where even in that case, you're kind of forced to pick a side. But in that case, it's a fairly easy choice.
He has a flat brain.
Not necessarily. A lot of the stuff that I've seen, there's been a lot of explainers and just an overload of information. Tito, thank you for 80 months. Nakomi, or did you see Nakomi's build, Sitho? Her first usable 3D printed object. The reason that sanctions might actually be good is... Ow! Ow! Ouch! That sort of seemed to work. I don't know, though. Hold on. I'm coming apart at the seams, y'all. Okay, I think I'm off the hook. That's good. But yeah, back to the sanctions. I guess, there's two factors there, which is one, that Russia's economy has already been in a pretty shit place. And the second thing is that there's a lot of unrest due to this, both civilian and politician. So the combination of some further squeeze on the economy, and the fact that the people are already unrested just because of the existing state that Russia is in, sanctions may push that further into maybe reversing this. And there's other hopeful things too, like apparently the amount of the army that's gone in there so far has sort of been like, wait, we were supposed to kill them? And they're like, even the army, the military is not really on board, so it kind of seems like hopefully this will just end sooner than it seems. It's just hopeful. don't really know. There's no way to predict where it's going to go. It feels weird that this even happened. It's hard to explain because it's not like we're living in a post-war world. But there is a positive side effect of where we happened to be on the timeline of military-industrial complex. And it's that it basically kind of achieved an equilibrium where it came down to mostly like post-Cold War mutually assured destruction type stuff of like just maintaining a stock and maintaining a presence, which wasn't fully on war. But on the other hand, the actual fact of the matter is that the United States has been perpetually at war for like 20 years. Like at war, but not like a full-blown drag out like what's happening now between Russia and Ukraine. Not what we normally recognize as a war, but like just an ongoing fucking situation. I'm not trying to diminish it by saying that at all, because I think everything that the US has done when it comes to war and military and shit like that, basically ever since World War II, has fucking sucked. In fact, it's kind of amazing that after 70 years of utter failure and just blatant like fucking war profiteering and not much else, that somehow this perception of America being like really good at war amongst American people, like that can still persist and exist, is mind-boggling. The funny thing is like we didn't even really contribute that much to World War II, which we heavily pat ourselves on the back for. And then we've lost every recent war. We've lost every war since World War II. We didn't win Korea or Vietnam or the Gulf War or Afghanistan, or I mean, I guess we won Iraq. But Iraq wasn't really the objective anyway. No, Beer, I didn't see that. I'm sorry, Sese. I mean, I just can't even imagine. I'm just sorry. It's completely understandable, but I don't have any frame of reference to... I can empathize, but, you know, in a limited sort of way. You have my sympathy. Ugh. There was a horrendous thread the other day about the bombs, and just like so many people still have this misapprehension and basically believe the fucking propaganda line that like, oh, if we hadn't dropped the bombs, Japan wouldn't have surrendered. But there's like ample evidence that they were already going to surrender. It was absolutely unnecessary to do that. In many ways, it was absolutely unnecessary to do that. Yeah. I had somebody tell me to my face their counter argument to the dropping the atomic bomb, so that I was saying I think the greatest tragedy in the history of humanity was dropping the atomic bombs on Japan. Among many tragedies, but it's like one of the most unnecessary, insane, fucked up things that's been done by anybody in the history of humanity. The counter argument that came at me was, actually, abortion is worse. Yep. Yeah. We're at a bad point in human history right now where information is just sort of like it's all opinion now. Granted, that's just in a discussion of opinions, but like it's all like sort of side-based, driven by like which color you are or what your preference is, and not really like sense. And I don't have any idea what our future is. I don't see how we get out the other side of that. You know, I don't know how we get people back to not that. Like there's this it's called the fire hose of lies, basically. And it's this thing that we just don't have an answer for. We just don't have an answer for it. If you just turn on the fire hose of lies, you're going to hit enough people, and it's just inherent to the way people work. It's like why clickbait works, or how social media algorithms work, and why they always end up driven to the worst. You know, I've talked about this before, but like YouTube gets a lot of flack for the fact that its algorithm has a right-wing bias. But I have strong doubts that they designed it to do what it does. They designed it to do what benefits them, which is inevitably leading to sort of edge cases in an algorithm like that, where the things that get clicked more are the things that are more controversial, the things that are more attention grabbing, and that is a lowest common denominator kind of thing. It spirals into it. The automated system is going to always drift that way, and then manual systems are the only way to pull it back. I'm not trying to absolve YouTube of responsibility by saying that, but do different is a very loaded way of stating like that it doesn't have to be that way. It's not that it doesn't have to be that way, or it has to be that way in either direction. It's just sort of like, I think they naively built systems. Oh, okay. I did the thing I always do where I don't understand which things are replies to me or to other people in chat. I'm just going to keep going anyway, because I'm on like a train of thought. But You naively design systems that are really, really, really cumbersome and large, and they exceed anybody's ability to keep it all in their head. But it's all incrementally built, right? Well, I'm going to make this enhancement. I'm going to add this feature, and this big mountain gets built that does a thing that's all sort of geared towards doing what they think it's doing. But it's built off of small objectives, right? Better engagement, more clicks, more views. Promote the most popular thing. Like, the metrics are... It's not like there's one person that just flips some switches and that's what the algorithm does, right? It's a big matrix of settings. And like I said, the big problem with it is, with any system like that, is that one person cannot keep the whole thing in their head. And therefore, it has all these unintended side effects and consequences, and it all branches out like a, I don't know, like a lightning bolt. Like, you just don't know where it's going to go. So they built this thing, and also, like, there's this huge sunk cost. Because they got to a certain point, and then it slowly revealed itself to be like, oh, well, everyone's favorite thing is Hitler. You know, and they went, whoa, what? And then they had to, like, start trying to guide it with all these other things, these basically human-driven alternative, like, switches, essentially. Like, it's still algorithm-based, but they have to, like, manually, like, okay, like, in this situation, blah, 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 or add things that it, like, specifically detect and differentiate. I mean, those bots on a small scale are the same problem, where it's naively designed, and people very easily recognize the naivety in such systems and how to exploit it. So if it's a system that's based off of popularity, so a lot of people talk about X, Y, and Z, then you just artificially inflate the popularity of something until it's promoted to X, Y, or Z, and then it becomes the main vocabulary for the chatbot. And that system was designed to try to imitate a person, but it lacks very many important things about the system that is a person. That's the trouble. It only represents, you know, like 0.00001% of what a person can do when it comes to conversation. Such as think, emote, rationalize. Yeah, again, to be clear, I'm not trying to absolve any of these corporations of any wrongdoing. There is wrongdoing involved. I'm talking about when you try to drill down and understand how these things go from the minute scale to the grand scale. So overall, the corporation, yeah, they're doing bad things with intent. I don't think every single programmer that's ever touched the YouTube algorithm was doing bad things with intent. I think a lot of programmers, you know, they commit some code that's like adjusts, okay, like when a video gets this many clicks in this amount of time from this many locations, do this, you know, or something like that, and just changes how it like processes and parses all this data in a way that they can't understand the grand implications of what their small change has done, is all I'm driving at with that. And that's not about assigning or removing blame. It's just, I think it helps to recognize the flaws in how we, like, as people approach large systems and how we end up arriving at like really nightmare nightmare outcomes from things that weren't necessarily designed to be nightmares. I think Facebook is more intentionally designed to be a nightmare on a grander scale. But I still think that that has more to do with the higher ups and executive, you know, the directors than it does the individual programmers. I don't think there's any programmer that was checking in like, do evil things.js or something like that. The Nas Sarima, thank you for 53 months. Yeah. Well, a lot of these machine learning things, honestly, a lot of this newer stuff is like this. There's a blind sort of tech broism that I think really masks to a lot of those types of people the realities of what these things are actually like in practice. Like crypto. There's a blind optimism, and in some ways is almost admirable, but it's also extremely detrimental. But yeah, like machine learning stuff, a lot of things like that are kind of like just big Plinko machines. So trying to like understand why the output happened is like, well, why did the Plinko plink the way it did, you know? It's like a black box Plinko machine. Like you can open it up and see like a couple of pegs, but you can never see the whole system. You don't know if some pegs are bigger than others or smaller than others or shorter or longer or moving or not. And somehow, somewhere in that black box, decisions are made by various different pegs, and then you get what you get down at the bottom. And it also has the ability to change the pegs on its own until the Plinko plinks all the way over to the far right side of the board for some reason. And you're just going, well, how the fuck did it get all the way over to the fuck there? Well, weirdly, a lot of it is that we are part of the algorithm. That's a big unknown factor, too. A lot of these social media systems, they're basically a machine meat interface, and we're a huge part of influencing, you know, which way it goes. They're basically receiving huge planet-sized amounts of meat data and having to parse that through a tiny shitty funnel. That's what's happening if you think about it, and it's not surprising that it doesn't work very well, and that it's, in fact, it's bad actually. And it's having like blowback effects where people are being altered by the algorithm. You know, like the algorithm is made worse by people, but people are made worse by the algorithm, and it's sort of like a vicious cycle, negative feedback loop thing. So it's complicated, is what I'm saying. It's complicated. Ow, ow, ouch. He's clawing me again. I'm trying very hard to teach him that that's a big ouchie. But then we wouldn't have streams. And I wouldn't have met many of you. That makes me sad. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really not like not on a pleasant ramble here, so not a feel good stream if that's what you're looking for. I can drift away from that. To be honest, I'm probably on the verge of wrapping up here because I am wiped the fuck out. Yeah, exactly, Sita. Exactly. I don't think the systems are quite as naive as that now as they were, but it's, I think, an intractable problem. Oh yeah, BFA, absolutely. Everything went on hold for me. Like right when I took this new job, because simultaneously, like, things got better and worse dramatically all at the same time when that happened. And the pocket operators kind of went in the drawer and didn't come out. But things weren't perfect before the new job either. Like, my old job was a real drag, and I had more time on my hands, but like in a bad way. Sir, no nibbling. You're nibbling on me. Be polite. He always wants to go for the mouth. I don't understand why dogs like that. Apparently that's how wolves greet each other, is that they lick each other in the mouth. So it's probably got something to do with their wolf heritage. But I don't want to be licked in the fucking mouth by a dog. Good boy. Just chilling. See, if I pick him up, then he can't terrorize me quite as much. He'll just chill. He's just sitting in my lap now. It's a great shirt, Elusive. I thank you for it. It's very appropriate for this exact moment. But yeah, honestly, I've been feeling a lot better because I really do like my job a lot, especially now that I've kind of achieved a better work-life balance most days. Obviously, today was not one of them, but it's, you know, it's okay once in a while. Once in a, like, 2-month period is fine. What I was doing a few months ago, where it was, like, every other day, that was not so fine. It was not so fine. So, web dev, front end mainly. I am a Shopify guy, but I am able to put my skills to use, and it feels good. I feel very productive, and I'm getting satisfaction out of my work that I haven't got out of working for years and years. So that is a good thing, and I'm slowly but surely making things better here with Nakomi's help. You know, I feel awesome about this stuff back here, getting that together. And I think, you know, hopefully if work keeps going well, maybe that'll mean, you know, promotion or a raise or something like that in the future, and that will help make things better too. And getting there bit by bit. I feel like I've been in a rebuilding mode. I think I said this on Twitter, but for like a year, I've just been like rebuilding from the ground up. It's pretty soon, honestly, Blockington. Like, stuff's been getting unpacked, it's been getting organized. Gains. I did lose a shitload of weight thanks to my stress and subsequent sickness. But that's not gains, because I don't exercise. I dropped from like 245 to I think I'm around 210 now. Which is a little scary. But I had to dramatically change the way I eat. And I started eating a lot less too. When shit was really bad, I had a number of days where I was just not eating. So yeah, it's not the good kind of losing weight. It's the shit's really bad losing weight type of situation. But doctor approved. So I'm not malnourished or anything. Yeah, it's coming together. I think I need to still get some more shelves. I need to figure out the furniture situation in here. Because I want to have the CRTs have a dedicated place, the retros dedicated place, and all that. Just piece by piece, bit by bit. I would like to upgrade the camera soon. I'm still looking out for a deal on that front. Craigslist has been making me mad because I keep seeing things that I want, and then these people don't respond. I can only assume that it's just people who make their post, sell their thing, and then they just never, ever get rid of the post. They just leave it up to prank people like me. Like the other day, for a long time, I've wanted to get a Sony A5100. But they had jumped up in price because of the pandemic, and everybody was trying to get cameras for remote conferencing. And so they went from like 150 used to like 450 used. And then the other day I saw an A6000 for like 250, and I was like, well, that's a better camera, newer camera. And that's a really good deal. Emailed them, nothing. No response. So I don't know, man. I don't know. That sounds like it'd be pretty cool, Grid. I have to figure out my furniture before I figure that out, though. I don't know where the hell anything's even gonna be. I just say, hey, I saw the listing for blah 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 camera. I was wondering if it was still available, and here's when I would be available to come pick it up. Regards, me.
He has a flat brain.
But instead of me, I put my name. I'm not like, hey you, fuck you, give me that fucking camera, bitch. Hey, thank you, Beer. Thank you for that review. Oh, special boy. Special son. Special son. Gotta get my microscope. Gotta get my microscope out to look at my most special microscopic son. You tired of me? He's like, this didn't lead to dinner. I've just about had it with these shenanigans. Mr. Chew Bear. Mr. Chew Bear. Mr. Chew Bear. You ready for dinner, bud? Are you ready for dinner? Are you hungry? Have I made you wait too long? Chooby 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 choo. All right, I'm gonna call it here, my friends. Feed this dog. But thanks for hanging out. Sorry it was wasn't what I planned. We didn't do more Outer Wilds, but we will. I think we'll probably get back to it on Monday. Oh, stop. And tomorrow's 2 Bananas. Saturday is UHC. And maybe Undue Crew, depending. Sunday, Gun Day, as always. And then Monday, Echoes of the Eye Day. So, until next stream, my friends, thank you so much for hanging with me. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Have a good night.